If you are a fan of dropping shapes down a well to complete lines and rack up a high score, you have a lot of choices here at the end of 2023. My Arcade has released not one, not two, not three, but 4 different new Tetris devices that you can pick up and play Tetris with. There's the little arcade machine style micro player, there's a pocket player, there are 2 other handheld devices. Some of them have just Tetris, some have bonus games. It's so hard to know where to begin. So I'm gonna begin at what I think is the beginning and most similar to what we would have seen when Tetris first was introduced to us with the Game Boy all those many years ago. I thought it would be good to look at this. This is the Tetris Pocket Player Pro handheld device from My Arcade, and we're gonna get after it right after this.
This video brought to you in part by Tommy in the Order of Cosmic Champions. This exciting and heartwarming coming-of-age Gen X novel is available now. Check the link for more info.
Hey there, welcome back to Gen X Grown Up. I'm John and I am a Gen X Grown Up. Thank you so much for checking out this video. So we're gonna look in this video at this new Tetris Pocket Player Pro. Now My Arcade obviously acquired a license for Tetris and they're doing a broad variety of different products that feature this famous landmark game. And I wanted to look at this one because I enjoy the Pocket Player Pros, and this is one that is the most tailored to play Tetris. You'll see what I mean. In fact, let's go ahead and get to the table and I'll show you what I mean. Here's our new Tetris Pocket Player Pro, still in the box right now, and I only want to show you a couple of things on the box before we get this open. First and foremost, you'll get a glance and see that it's, well, for that matter, we can pop it open and see a preview of the hardware. And look, this is not just your standard mold. Now we do have the regular circular D-pad, but the buttons are in a new configuration and layout and labeled specifically for Tetris, which is nice. And you always get this kind of a preview of what's going on in the box up here. A little game history, which I always appreciate. But this is what jumped out at me as the progressive and great thing that is on this. It's classic Tetris game, but it says the classic Tetris game tailored exclusively for My Arcade. So truth in advertising, truth in packaging. Thank you for not making me guess what is in this cool little toy, but actually telling me this is a custom version just for this device. That should be on the front of every one of these handheld packages. Tell me, original ROM, rewritten, tailored, custom. Excellent addition to this line, My Arcade. Thank you for just telling me on the package what I can expect in the software. So let's go ahead and get this thing cut open and try out that custom version of Tetris. Inside the package, we have our Tetris Pocket Player Pro. We have an instruction manual. Now, I checked because this is a custom version of Tetris. Maybe this would have like special instructions on how to play the game. Nope, junk. Also, we have this kind of catalog-y checklist thing. Now, this has all the new stuff on it for 2023, and I like to check them off as I get them and review them for you. But like the Galaga joystick player before it, this one is not even included, unless you want to count as part of the coming soons or something. I mean, but there's no nano player as far as I know of the Tetris anyway. So I guess what I'll do is I'll draw a little Tetris. There we go. It's got some cubes on it. It's a Tetris cube, and it goes in your pocket. There we go. And check, I got it. That's the best I can do. But I did do it on the checklist, so I do have it. Fair enough. So before we get playing, let's take a quick tour of the hardware. So on the front, you can see here is that 2.75-inch screen. I assume the exact same screen we've had in all of the new Pocket Players and the Micro Players this year. We know it has a little refresh problem and some screen tearing, but I don't think it's going to matter on Tetris. We'll see. Over on this side, we have, by the way, nice decoration. I got to point out the bright white with the little, tetrominoes or whatever they're called around here, the multicolor. I think that looks just beautiful. Over on this side, we have a Tetris logo. Below that is the 4-way D-pad, and then below that is the single forward-firing speaker, as you would see on these Pocket Players. And then over here on the right-hand side, we have a home and a start button, and below that are then these custom Tetris buttons. Now, I'm imagining this is going to be a great way to play Tetris. I'm thinking we have a dedicated place and hold button. We have the left and right rotation buttons that are actually spaced
left and right, and all kind of in this diagonal. Down at the bottom, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack and the USB-C power in, if you'd like to power it that way instead of putting batteries in it. On the top, we have the power on-off switch. We have the variable brightness that we've seen on all the new models this year. And then on the far side, we have a volume up and down rocker. Around back, not so much to see here. We have a My Arcade logo and the 2 textured battery doors. Now here's where the 4 AA's go, 2 on each side. And they both have a security screw and a latch. I have heard people say they don't like the security screw. Guess what? You can take it out and throw it away. I tend to like it because I lose these battery doors sometimes in storage. And ever since they went from AAA to AA this year, I like that the battery doors have a even nicer, a deeper little handle here for you to grip the unit, and makes it very comfortable in your hand, and it's not going to go anywhere. Speaking of not going anywhere, of course it does have this little baby blue lanyard you can put around your wrist so you don't drop your toy. All right, enough of that. Let's say we get this fake Tetris screenshot off, get some batteries in this guy, power it on, and take it for a test spin.
Now, while I'm loading batteries in this thing, I want to tell you about what's going on over in our merch store at GenXGrownUp.com/merch. Now, I'm always telling you mid-video about how you can get custom designs from pretty much anything, whether it's a TV show or a movie or a game, Pac-Man, Galaga, whatever. But I want to show you a new custom design that we have in our store just this week called Jurassic Grown-Up. You can see what inspired it. It has that skeleton that's holding a 2600 controller and enjoying a game of, who knows, adventure? Could be. Look, every t-shirt you purchase over there goes to support independent content creation just like this video. The holidays are coming up. Might be a good place to find some cool nerdy gifts for the people on your gift list. All right, let's get back and see the batteries are done. Let's fire this thing up and try it out.
Oh, there's our arcade. There's our pocket player, little My Arcade logo, and little copyright, some trademark stuff, sure. Tetris, press start. All right, I guess it times out, it goes ahead. Let's talk about the multiple brightness level up here. So there's a little button, starts on medium. I can bump it up to high, or it toggles down to dark. That's quite dark. I'm just gonna leave it as medium for our purposes in this video. So we can choose a level to start on. Now let's turn this up so you can hear it nice and clearly. Yep, little squishy noises. A handicap. All right. The ghost piece, that's the down at the bottom of the well. I kind of like that. By default, it's on. Let's leave it on. And then we can have music or sound on or off. So we have an overall volume up here, but we can turn one or the other off, I suppose. And so I can probably hit that, or I can just hit start up here. Game start. All right. Let's put that on the hold there. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I really like the little shadow down there. And I can hold down, I guess, or probably go up. Yep, force drop. And then we have the rotation. All right. Oh, it's kind of a it's kind of a little a riff on the original Tetris song, which is not too bad actually. It's kind of hit. I expect it's going to get on my nerves after a while because it's going to be that over and over. Single, single. So there are some voice samples in here that say what you've done. Single, double. It's a little bit muffled, honestly. I think, I can pause. I can't go in and turn the music off, though. Now that you've heard that music and you know what it sounds like, let me restart the game without the music so you can hear those voice samples that I'm hearing. That music was fine, but I didn't want to have to yell over it to communicate what I'm hearing here, so I just turned it off for the sake of this video. And plus now you can hear the sound effects that you really couldn't hear over the music before, which is kind of overpowering. There we go. Let's switch to this, and now you'll hear the sample. She'll say Tetris, or whatever she'll say. Let's see. Yeah, she said Tetris, and it was a little, you can hear, it's a little muffled. Let's play another one here. This looks like this is a double. Double. It is a voice sample. As we're seeing with some of these handhelds, though, quite a bit of compression on the audio. If you have the music on, you probably won't care. This is a nice handheld version of Tetris. Here's a double. Double. It's a nice handheld version of single. What was I saying? This is a nice handheld version of Tetris. Level up. Oh, and it changes the background for me back there. That's kind of neat. This custom version that we now know that this is kind of borrows a lot of things that I've seen from a lot of different iterations, double of Tetris, and puts them together in the handheld. And having all the buttons here to do all the functions, I really like about that. So of course you have down, go down faster. You have up, which is a instant drop. I have the shadow on so you can see where it's going to go, which I quite like. Keeps you from doing the miscalculation, you know, where you're like, oh, I thought that was perfect, and then it wasn't. And since you are building a score, oh, is this a Tetris? I think so. Yeah. The one thing I wonder if this does, and I want to check it out here, is, oops, is whether or not, look, you're getting high scores. It's a custom ROM or custom version or whatever. It'd be nice if it actually held my high score since they did something custom here. I'm not holding out a great amount of hope for it because we haven't seen that in other releases this year. Level up. Oh, the variety of backgrounds. I really like that. I mean, it's not the first time we've seen it, but we don't always see it in little handheld toys like this. See the variety of backgrounds. Swap that out. Now, not being a super Tetris fan, this is plenty of Tetris for me. It's, you know, close enough to what it is that I want when I play Tetris. And those of you watching, I'd be curious to know, you know, how does this rate with, you know, other versions of Tetris that you play or enjoy? Because I don't play it with any regularity. Of course, I played it on the Game Boy when it came out at first, and played the arcade a few times. But I said before when I did the basic fun review that it kind of doesn't matter how arcade accurate it is as long as it has the proper functions and gameplay. You know, like if the tetrominoes were the wrong shape or something, you know, they were S-shaped or something, you know, crazy like that. That would be a definite deviation from, you know, the core gameplay. But what they've delivered here looks, to my eye, to be a really nice, playable version of Tetris. And with some bells and whistles, too. Level up. And another background. They just keep coming. All right, so let's end the game and find out what happens. Yeah, just drop, 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 drop. Ooh. Oh, they all fall out. Nice. And what about my high score? The 6286, I think it says down there. I guess it just sits here. There's no, like, enter your name or anything like that. Yeah, it's probably going to mean no high score saving, right? So the only thing I can probably do is start, I guess. Yep, takes me back. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be any sort of high score saving of any kind, which we're accustomed to. Let's bump this up to a higher level just to see. Yeah, so you can start at a higher level if you want more challenge. Look how fast those things are falling. You better be ready. All right. I think we got a pretty good look at this Tetris.
So what did you think of this Tetris Pocket Player Pro? Yeah, I like in general what My Arcade is doing here, especially if you're going to do a custom version, telling us about the custom version right on the box so we know what to expect, and then do cool things in it, like they gave us that new arrangement of the Tetris theme. It has some speech samples, it has the changing backgrounds. Again, nothing that's brand new, but all integrated parts that we've seen in Tetris from multiple platforms in a nice little handheld. Now, in general, I feel like for a handheld that's, I think, running like 40 bucks and has just one game in it, too many corners cut for my taste. If you have just one game, why are the samples so compressed? It's not like you're storing 100 more games on there. Give me a nice, clear, you know, version of the audio. Now, if you have to put it on other systems, okay, maybe, but this and the micro player feel like the flagship of Tetris for My Arcade, and it just sounds like it's added on with a bunch of other games, and it's just kind of muffled. You heard the sound samples, you know, it's like Tetris, double, triple. It shouldn't be like that, in my opinion. If you're gonna charge a premium for this, give me a premium. Now, the gameplay, great. I had a great time playing Tetris. I like you have the options, you have the handicap. The other problem for me is, again, we talked about it before, cutting corners. Give me a high score. Tetris is about chasing the high score. And if you don't save the high score, even just one high score, let alone a high score table, it'd be nice to have initials on there. So I guess where I'm going is, I understand why, like with a Galaga or a Pac-Man, why you might not put high score saving in there, because it wasn't natively part of the ROM. Okay, I kind of get that. But this is a custom version you made yourself. Why not add in the ability to save high scores to make it a real premium Tetris? So controls, gameplay, fine. Compression, not saving high scores. A single game for the price, nah. So this kind of falls middle of the road. I'm gonna call this Tetris Pocket Player Pro 3 tokens out of 5. It would have been so easy to get up to a 4, 4.5, 5 token. All you had to do was uncompress the audio, give me the high score saving. All things that we expect to see here in 2023. I hope these are all features we start to see on devices coming in the new year, because you're running out of places to improve on them and you're diminishing the reasons why we might purchase it again. You have to give us those improvements, those things we really want in an arcade toy. All right, I'm going to throw some links over my shoulders here and here to some other reviews I've done of these 2023 My Arcade toys. I certainly hope you found something to enjoy in this video, and I cannot wait to talk to you again next time. Bye-bye.